Have you ever embarrassed yourself in front of your crush? Well, I sure have. I was in the 4th grade, and the girl I liked, we'll call her Kenzie, invited me to her birthday party. When I excitedly arrived, I realized it was at a public pool. Kenzie and I were hitting it off. We were both chatting and joking with each other, all according to plan. Until, from behind Kenzie, I spotted a high dive. Now, this was my chance to really impress her. Hey, Kenzie, watch this. With the utmost confidence in Kenzie watching from below, I went with a simple jump off the high dive before my body started to flip forward.
What?
There was no going back. Brace for impact. And that was my last time on a high dive. Types of kids in high school tier list. The athletes. These guys would always be the teacher's favorite. They had a superior aura that allowed them to get away with anything. Although athletes will tie their high school sport as a part of their identity for their entire life. C tier. The class clown. I gotta give this guy props. Bro sacrifices his future life opportunities in order to make others laugh. That is a deserving S tier. The band kids. I was once a band kid myself, so I might be a bit biased here, but I would be lying if I said band kids are not a bit of cringe. D tier. The popular kid. Bruh. Let me get straight to the point on this one. These types of kids were the ones who peaked in high school and went downhill after then. F tier. And that's the let me tell you about my first kiss. I was in kindergarten, and on my first day of school, as I was sitting there on the floor, the new girl of the class walked in, Gabby, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I was staring at her, trying to get her attention, and get this. She would not even look at me, but this was not going to stop me. All right, class, everybody, choose your seating. Hey, Gabby, can I sit here? Fine. It was now nap time, and this is where it all went down. Psst, Gabby, can I tell you something? What do you want? Well, I don't really know how to say this, but I think you're really cute. Types of fears tier list. To start things off, snakes. Animals can sense fear, so the more you fear a snake, the more it's going to want to attack you. But even a snake that could be friendly can still be venomous, and I would not want to risk getting anywhere near it. B tier. Up next, ghost. This one is hard to get behind as no one really knows if ghosts are actually real or not. Besides the super scary horror movies you've watched, when was the last time you've actually ever seen a ghost do more than scoot a chair across a room? F tier. Then we have claustrophobia. Like, bro, imagine being locked in a coffin 6 feet underground while still living. A tier. Let's not forget about the fear of death. And it makes sense. Like, who knows? Maybe the Grim Reaper is having a little bit too much fun that day and stumbles upon you.
Gotcha, bitch.
The thing with death is that you can never actually see it coming until it happens. S tier. And that's the, have you ever cracked your teeth before? I was with my family at a water park one summer day where my brother and I ventured off away from our family to go on some rides. As we waited in line for the biggest water ride in the park, it was finally our turn to go. You two, listen closely. Once you make it to the bottom of the ride, repeat after me. Do not get off the tube. Do not get off the tube. All right, you guys are good to go. We sped down the slide in our tube and came out alive with no injuries. That was until my brother did exactly what he was told not to do and jumped out of the tube and into the water. He was suddenly sucked underneath the tube and smacked his face on the floor of the pool, leaving him with a chipped tooth. Hey dude, is my mouth okay? Dog tier list. Bulldogs. I am obsessed with the wrinkles on these guys. I could fall asleep just to the background noise of a bulldog breathing. A tier. The poodle. I've always felt like poodles are a sassy type of dog. They're super high maintenance, and without proper haircuts, these guys look like matted rats. C tier. The chihuahua. All these guys do is yap. Every time I meet a chihuahua owner, they say the same thing every time. He just needs to warm up to strangers. Aw, who's a good... F tier. The German Shepherd. These dogs are goated. Imagine being so smart and athletic that you work alongside police officers as a canine to help stop crime. I don't understand how these two are even the same kind of species. S tier. And that's the types of people in the gym tier list. Starting off with Batman. These are the guys who show up in the baggiest hoodie and sweatpants, and you just know they're going through it. These guys go hard in the gym and don't bother anyone, which I respect. A tier, the yappers. I swear, some people go to the gym and socialize more than they actually work out. And the worst is when they're having a long hour conversation in front of the equipment you're trying to use. D tier, the Greek god. These are the people who have the physique you aspire to have. They train properly, track every calorie down to the crumb, and get their sleep. Who would not want to be this kind of person in the gym? S tier, the tryhard. Like dog, there is no reason to be wearing all of that for a workout. C tier, the phone scrollers. Bro is doom scrolling while at the gym. Please move, man. You're not the only one who needs to use the bench press today. F tier, and that's the... Have you ever been in a car accident before? I was in high school and my friends and I were new to driving. We were all so pumped about having our driver's license that we'd come up with any excuse just to get behind the wheel. Need to drive to the end of the street to check the mail? Sure, why not? So one night, we all met up with our cars parked in a random parking lot to hang out. It was getting late, and as I was hopping in my car, getting ready to back out, I wanted to impress my friends with my driving skills. Guys, check this out. I slammed straight into the side of one of my friend's cars, leaving a massive dent. And you won't believe what he did next. Hey man, accidents happen. I have this plunger here. It should do the trick. See? Good as new. And somehow, despite crashing into another car, my car was left with no damage. This guy right here called the cops on me. I was with some friends skating in an empty parking lot one day, and a few minutes into our skate session, we saw a truck in the distance where the driver was taking a video of us with his phone. And trust me, we were awful skaters, so there was no reason for him to be filming us. We built up the courage and went over to confront him. Hey man, we can see you filming us. Is everything good? The cops are on their way right now, so you guys better get leaving. Wait, what? You guys are skating on private property. Come on man, you could have at least given us a warning. Weather tier list. Now listen, just because I'm a YouTuber does not mean I don't go outside every now and then. I try to bask in the sun when I can, but it always backfires and leaves me looking like Larry the Lobster. Vitamin D is very healthy for you though, and without the sun, we'd all be dead. B tier. Tornadoes. I can't help but not be amazed by their glory. It's like an IRL Beyblade, but instead, it can destroy houses. Is that a good or a bad thing? A tier. Rain. If it's ever raining and I'm asleep, good luck trying to wake me up. There's something so calming about rain that no other weather can compete with. S tier. Wind. What good does this type of weather even do? It's invisible, knocks your trash cans over, and knocks down trees. I can't tell you the amount of times I've had my hair ruined by a gust of wind that came out of nowhere. F tier. And that's the... Do you have a pet? This here is my dog Nestle, and she is insane. One time when Nestle was a puppy, my clumsy self had knocked down a roll of paper towels onto the floor without even realizing it. Nestle was perfectly content as I stepped away to use the restroom for 2 seconds. And as I made my return, Nestle? What have you done? But that wasn't even the worst of it. Once again, she was still a puppy as I was playing with her on the floor. I was teasing her with a chew toy. Nestle, come and get it. Too slow, but Nestle didn't like that. Okay, I'm sorry. Here's the ball. Here, take it. I'm sorry. I was on a summer vacation, much younger at the time, where I was staying on a lake with some of my family members. My older cousin and I were chilling down at the dock, as he was watching little old me swim around in case, I drowned. I got out of the water and marched down the dock to chat with my cousin. Without watching my step, while my back was facing toward the water, my feet were hanging off the mirror edge of the dock. Right behind me, sitting in the water, was an old rusty metal boat that had a sharp, pointy tip at the end of it. And before I could realize just how far off the dock my feet were sitting, it wasn't long before chaos emerged. I unexpectedly lost my balance and started to fall straight backwards. The back of my head was headed right for the sharp edge of the boat beneath me. Milliseconds before my head was about to be speared by a boat, my cousin activated his spidey senses and grabbed my arm, saving me from what could have been my last swim ever. Today, I'm going to be ranking sodas. Let's get the record straight here. Pepsi versus Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is winning every day of the week. Nothing makes me more mad when I go to a restaurant, I ask for Coke, and they go, sorry, we only have Pepsi products. Is that okay? Son of a bitch! I don't know how to describe it, but there's always something with Pepsi that feels flat. And knowing that it'll never live up to Coke's expectations, Pepsi is going in D tier. I gotta pay my respects and put Coca-Cola at S tier. Mountain Dew, another very popular go-to soda of mine. Just the only thing about Mountain Dew that sketches me out is the green color. Like, hopefully what I'm drinking is at least somewhat okay for me. I've never had an issue with Mountain Dew though, and they have tons of flavors to choose from, which honestly gives them some points on this tier list. A tier. I was on a dead straightaway down the ice rink during one of my games. The puck was ahead of me sitting up against the wall, and right alongside me was an opponent who was also on a dead straightaway toward the puck. And spoiler alert, I won the race. Or so I thought. I had caught so much speed that even though my opponent was now way behind me, the wall of the ice rink started to approach a lot quicker than my brain could comprehend.
Wait.
I panicked and threw up my hockey stick in front of me in order to stop myself. And let me tell ya, it sure did stop me. Ugh. The stick had speared me and jammed way under into my ribcage. I was lying there trying to find my breath for a good minute. Have you ever been caught cheating in school? I have, and it didn't end well. My friend Zach and I were sitting next to each other during a finals exam for our English class. Zach was struggling next to me, so being a helpful friend, I let him copy my answers. And this is when things went south. Bro could not have been more obvious that we were cheating. Wait, bro, what did you get for question 2 again? I can't read it. Shh, Zach, the teacher's gonna hear us. Dog, let me see your paper real quick. Wait, Zach, no, we're gonna get caught. Bugs, Zach, hallway, now, with your test. We were caught red-handed, and the consequences were dire. My friend and I went to a skate park with our families and decided to do some sick tricks while everyone else hung out in the parking lot. The two of us took off, both riding scooters in an empty park. Now, the older friend I was with was a much better scooter rider than I was. He started off by showing me some of the basics, how to get my jumps higher, how to wheelie, and even a back 180. I was really getting a hang of things. You're doing a great job, but in order to become a scooter Jedi, there's one last trick that you need to learn. And so, as a young Padawan, I followed by his side as we made our way to the top of the ramp. Alright, here's what you need to do. Watch closely. Woohoo! And let me tell ya, this ramp was high, above normal height. But my dedication to improve was not going to be stopped by my fear. As I held onto my scooter and sped down the ramp, my back wheel got stuck on the half pipe, causing my body to fly over the handlebars and launched me headfirst with nothing to stop myself except the ground below. I had no time to react to the fall, and instead of using my hands to brace my impact, I used my chin instead. So not only did I now have a huge gash on my chin, but I was now left unconscious at the bottom of the ramp. My friend hurried me over to both of our families, where I was then rushed to the hospital to fix up my chin with a few stitches.